Hey YouTube, this is Canadian Retro. I've got another pickups video for you here. Some interesting stuff that I got from a Kijji deal. Basically it went like this. I was checking Kijji a couple nights ago and I found a listing there, and this person was selling off a whole ton of Super Nintendo games. He's selling off a whole ton of NES games. He's selling off a variety of different consoles and systems and things like that. He had a variety of different postings as well for all these items, and he was basically trying to unload a whole bunch of it. When I got to his place and talked to him about it, he actually said that he was focusing on the N64. He wanted a complete N64 collection, so he was basically unloading the rest of that stuff because he was no longer interested in it. The great part about it is that the items that I bought from him are definitely collector worthy. Like, they're in really great shape, so pretty happy with that. Now, none of these things are boxed, they're loose, but pretty good deal overall. Basically, in the listing, he had everything that I was looking for. I asked for 7 games that he had, and I offered him $40 for the 7 games. Well worth it. They came out to, you know, according to price charting, because I kind of checked it against that, came out to around $63 or something like that. So I thought, you know, for 40 bucks, it's not too bad of a deal, especially from a guy who clearly is a collector himself. So I went in kind of with that idea. He had texted me earlier though and said that he had sold off one of the games already and didn't really realize it until, like, he had promised it to me as part of that 7 and didn't realize it. So he knocked the price down to 35 because he sold off Urban Strike, which is one of the ones that I was looking at. But even still, I'm sure I'll be able to find that one. It's not a super valuable title to begin with. My strategy with it was basically to put in a somewhat valuable game mixed in with a variety of like $5 games and try to bring the price down a little bit that way. So he has some really valuable stuff in there too. Like, he has just a variety of pretty awesome titles in there, just things that I'm not willing to pay that kind of price for right now as far as my collecting goes. So, you know, I had to leave those things behind, but I did pick out 6 titles which I brought home with me, and I'll start off with this other part of it, actually, which is some dust sleeves. So after we finished doing the deal for the other thing, he said, hey, for $5 do you want some NES sleeves? I said sure. So he pulled out 10 original NES sleeves, you know, like this style type of thing. Most of them have the Nintendo labeling on them, but some of them are blank. But whatever, for 50 cents each, I figured, hey, why not? So I gave him $5 for 10 of them. So at the end of it, it ended up costing me 40 bucks is basically the way that it worked out. So for the sleeves, I paid 5. The rest of the stuff that I'm about to show you, I paid 35 for. So the first title that I picked up here is Choplifter 3. And then so basically the way that it works out is I paid about $5.80 for each of these. So there's Choplifter 3. Like I said though, these are in really great shape. Like, they're super clean. Some of them need a tiny bit more cleaning, but not too bad at all. Pretty decent labels and everything. Another one, which I was watching some videos about this. This is sort of like a hack and slash side scrolling type game, I guess you would call it. It's X-Kaliber in 2097. So checking out some footage of that. Seems like a fairly decent game. Probably has some issues, not hugely sought after, but when I saw the video game footage, I thought I might want to check it out. So given this opportunity, I went for it. Another game along the similar kind of lines. This one's a fighter, I believe, like a pilot type fighter. I can't remember all the details about it. I think it's just like one of those, you know, shoot 'em up type of deals. It's Strike Gunner S.T.G. And again, pretty awesome deal right there. Again, super clean, so that's wicked. He really had like all top quality labels and everything on all of his stuff. I wish I kind of had my collection looking the way that his does. I have like a lot of titles and things like that, but some of them are pretty beat up and things like that. They still work, but you know, just not as aesthetically beautiful. Another title that I picked up is Gradius 3. And again, you know, like $5.80 for all of these. Some must-have titles. So happy to find this one. He didn't really want a whole lot for it in his listing. I think he wanted like $4 for it. I don't know how common it is necessarily. I've never seen it in the wild. And if I have it, it's probably priced around 10. So I was happy to pick this up, you know, for $5.80. And it's Pilot Wings. Pretty awesome right there. Again, super clean. And this was the game that I really wanted to get my hands on. He had this one priced at $15. So, you know, doing the averages and stuff like that, it basically came out to $5.80 for it. If you look at everything else, it's costing $5.80. Some of them he wanted like 4, some of them he wanted more, at 8, and so on and so forth. But this one here he had listed for 15. I was really happy to kind of add it into this deal. It needs a little bit of cleaning. It's actually one of the dirtier ones of it, 'cause there's a little bit of something right there, so it didn't quite get cleaned as nicely, I think, as you want. There's some minor label damage right here, but it's so small that you could probably not even see it on the camera. Right here. But it, if you didn't notice right there, is super Ghouls and Ghosts. I'm sure this is more challenging than I have patience, but you know, I remember these games from back in the day. I remember going into the arcade and playing this game, and basically, you know, I'd lose about $5 in 5 minutes, and that would be the end of it. So I never was able to get really good at these games, just because they were just quarter kind of munching beasts. So, and I never had a Super Nintendo back in the day, but I did see some footage of this, and it looks very similar, I think, to the arcade type of experience. So I am so happy to get this one. I can't wait to get started playing this. So for all those, the 6 games right here, I paid $35 and then $5 for the NES sleeves. So super happy with that deal. Some really quality titles there, and a good bump up for my SNES collection. Again, if you guys have not subscribed, please do. Comment down below. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, I always read those comments and I try to comment back. And feel free to thumbs up this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all later.